Hey, this is Carlos GGS doing a little riffing on the Yngwie. Hey, we're going to talk a little bit today about how to play like the Grandmeister himself, the neoclassical shred master, Mr. Yngwie Malmsteen. Now, Yngwie was one of the biggest influences in my playing early on, because when I first heard him, I was like, wow, this guy is really tearing it up. Back from his work originally in Alcatraz, and then, of course, his first two albums, which I consider to be essential to any guitar shredder or any guitar player for that matter, their listening library, Rising Force and Marching Out. But a lot of guys want to know, how do you play like him? I mean, it's not just learning the diminished scales and learning the harmonic minor scale, although that is a big part of it. Well, I'm going to show you a little trick. First of all, I'm going to show you one of the things that, of course, is Yngwie's hallmark shred pattern, but I'm also going to show you a little variation on it that I haven't seen him redo or kind of re-embed into his music for quite some time. And of course, I haven't listened to every single and transcribed every single song of his, so I don't know that it's actually not in there. But I've got a good feeling that it's one of those things that may have been lost in the annals of time, and I want to revive it because it's a very cool way of doing a variation, because you don't want to sound like Yngwie, you want to sound like yourself, even if you're just using his content, right? You want to sound like you. So the first thing is, of course, the diminished arpeggio that he uses so frequently, and we're going to do it in A. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you it from the 5th fret really quickly. So starting on the G string, 8th fret, B string, 7th fret, and E string, 5th fret and 8th fret. And you can drop that down to the 5th fret on the G string if you like. And all you do that, because it's a symmetrical pattern, as is the whole note scale, the diminished is one of the ones that gets used a little bit more frequently, I think, and especially in neoclassical shred, is the cool thing is you just move it up 3 frets. So from here, you just move it up from 8 on the G string to 11 on the G string, to 14, to 17, and you're back to where you started. So, and there's different variations you can do with that. You can do slides. Which gives a little bit of variety. Or you can do slides the other direction. And you get the idea from there. Well, I'm going to show you this little mini riff of Yngwie's that was based on that diminished lick, but it's at the 12th fret, and it comes from his Icarus Dream Suite song on, I believe it's on the first album, on Rising Force. It's on Rising Force. And it's a cool part of the song where it goes into. Now what he does here is a little different, is he adds in the 2 from, well, depending on how you want to look at this. If you want to look at it as Phrygian dominant or just harmonic minor with a little add-on, but I'm not going to get into deep technical theory with you here today. I just want to show you the lick really quickly. So we're at the 11th fret, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a pattern right across there. It looks like the D minor fingering of the chord, if you will. So 11 on the G, 12 on the B, 11 on the E, and then up to the 14th on the E. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go up that way, but down on the 13th fret on the B. So it sounds like this. A little different. Instead of the actual diminished arpeggio would be, but the actual harmonic minor that we're using is. So we're toggling between these 2 notes here, the B and the C, and it gives the arpeggio a different sound, a different feel, if you will. And that's what he does in the song, and that's what makes it, I think, kind of stand out as being a little different than the normal arpeggio that he would just constantly riff on again and again and again later on. So I want you to try that out, try incorporating that, because that 1 note difference actually makes it sound significantly different as you're playing it, and especially as you bring it up to speed, going from just 2 Okay, so I'll give you your speed picking a little bit of a workout, as well as your melodic ear, because you're going to hear the difference in the tones in there. This is Carlos GGS from Guitar God's Secrets. A little bit of how to play Yngwie. We'll do a bit more of that too, coming up again in the future. And if you want to know more of this cool stuff, by all means, comment below on this. Ask your questions. Tell me what it is you want to learn. I'm glad to show you, and we'll show you a hell of a lot more of how to play and shred. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do twice as fast if you know how to practice effectively, and that's what I'm going to show you in these videos. By all means, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my newsletters, and you'll get some really cool insider tips. I'll be talking again soon. This is Carlos GGS. Play to live, live to play.